If you have a stockless Tesla Model 3 Highland or Model S or X that doesn't have any of the physical turn signal or gear turning stalks, and you have to rely on the screen as well as this little button here, let me show you how you can easily add stalks just like the OEM Tesla stock, where it has the same functionality of turn signal. You can do the windshield wiper fluid. You can also do the park versus reverse versus drive and all of that, just like any other Tesla. Under 15 minutes of installation, everything wirelessly, and you can program these buttons to do whatever you want. So for me, one of the biggest things this solves is when the steering wheel is not at the front position like this. If it is like this, I know the turn signal and all of that here. But if I'm trying to make that turn and if my steering wheel is upside down, now look at this, just doesn't make sense that you have to figure out where the turn signals are. If you're in a roundabout and you want to quickly do the right or the left turn signal, you may not be able to find that right here if your steering wheel is in an upside down position, versus this is universal. All cars have it. You understand where the turn signal goes. So that's the biggest thing that this device solves for many people. Another thing this solves is quickly doing multi-point turns. So if I want to park at a tight spot and it requires multiple maneuvering, first I got to touch on the screen and then I go drive, and if I want to go back, I have to touch on the screen again and then hold it somewhere, and then I got to come and touch on the screen and swipe it towards the front, and trying to just align myself going back and forth trying to do that. So what this one does is, let's say we're at park and now I got to do the multi-point turn. This is so much easier to just tap on the stalk, and I could even do it with one hand without relying on the touch screen. So I never have to even go to the touch screen. I can do this all day super easily because it is at that accessible location and it's intuitive. This product was sent to us free of charge by Enhance, the maker of Tesla's sexy accessory, including sexy knobs, sexy buttons that allow you to control over 200 different functions of your Tesla just using a click of a button. If you want to check this product out or any of the other products from their website, you can go through the link in the description below, and during checkout, if you put discount code Shiva Tesla, you will be able to save significant amount of money, and in return we'll make a very small commission at no additional cost to you, which greatly helps us make videos like this in the future. Thank you very much. Let's continue. Do a quick unboxing and I'm going to show you all the components, wiring, and then we'll move on with the installation. I'm always impressed with Enhance's packaging. They package it really nicely. This feels more like an Apple packaging. Let's open this up. So these are the stocks here. You just get some instructions. I'll show you how to do this here in just a second, and then here is the other one. So you have got both here. We're going to be installing on both sides, but that is the stock there. And then you get the wiring. So if you were to look through here, you get all the prep kit and everything in this box. So you got the commander. This is the main brain of this system, so we're going to be connecting that. You get the wiring here. We're going to talk about this here in just a second. And then let's open the bottom and see if there's anything else. There is some extra adhesive. So if you need it for the future, you can use this as a guide. So that's everything that you get. Let's talk about the wiring now. So this is super minimalist design, and you don't need much to get this installed. It should take you under 15 minutes for this whole process. Right here, you have got your stock. This is, of course, the main product, and you can toggle the stock. You can press on this button. We're going to talk about all of that here in just a second. This doesn't need any power cable or anything because it uses a coin cell battery, and it operates via Bluetooth. So completely wireless, not requiring any wiring at all. Then this is going to send a signal to this computer for this unit. So this is the commander piece. This is the same piece that if you get the sexy nub, the buttons, or the stocks now, this is one commander. So if you have multiple of those products, you just need one commander that works for everything. So this is the commander, that's the brain of this operation here. So what happens is this stock is going to send a signal to this commander super fast. And then what this commander does is then it tells the car to do stuff like turn on the turn signal or toggle the wiper fluid or control the seat and things like that. This tells the car to do that. And how that works is this commander is connected to the wiring right here. Then the other end of this wiring goes and plugs into Tesla's OBD port. So this connects to the Tesla's computer, and then it sends a command to Tesla to do various things and control various aspects of the Tesla. But it does need power because it doesn't have a battery or anything. So that means this is where the other plug comes in. We're going to connect to a 12-volt power that Tesla has conveniently located right next to the OBD port in the front. That means we're going to do a daisy chain with Tesla's connector there and then plug this into the OBD port. This connects here, and that's it. Super simple installation process, and you get a lot of benefit out of it. All right, let's talk about the design of this stalks here, because I have never had a close look at this. We only had videos from Enhance, but looking at this, this looks really cool. So they have got this sticker to help you install this. So the right top, right bottom, you can peel this, and then you can stick it into the unit. There is adhesive here. So that is the design. You are gonna peel and stick. But if you just look at it here, there is curves and edges, and what they did is they likely just 3D scanned the area behind the steering wheel panel on actual Tesla Model 3 Highland, and then they matched the edges here. So if you look at it, they match the edges really precisely. So not only you should be able to stick it with the glue here, but it should fit in really well without any edges or misalignment. So that already shows that they thought this through very well to match all of this, because look at the curvature, they got it right. Like, all of this looks really nice and well thought out product. Of course, here's the stock itself. You can move up, down. This feels very high quality. Only time will tell, but this just feels like a typical Tesla stock. The design is very ergonomic and matches with a stock minus the levels, but we don't need the levels because we're gonna be programming everything. They do have the button here that you can push to do various things. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. And then on the back, looks like there is a portal where you can open this and then you will see the electronics inside for troubleshooting. My biggest question was, how does the battery replacement work when the battery dies? They say that this should last for a long time, but they thought this through, of course. So you don't have to actually remove this. You can just peel the battery out from here. That was my biggest question, how this was going to work. And there you go. So the battery should be able to be easily replaced by just pulling this through, and it is hidden down bottom below. This is CR2032 battery. Here you go. So you have that, and this is the right side. So you just replace that battery when you need it. So for a Model 3 Highland, you actually have to plug into the front OBD on the side door panel here instead of the rear OBD. But the process is pretty similar to some of the AMD cars that we have shown. All you have to do is first unlatch this weather stripping just up to somewhere here by the door. So that's the first step. Now we're gonna remove this panel. Now you're gonna take the pry tool and prop open this panel right here on the side. Just be gentle with this step. It doesn't require much force. You just go up and then prop this out, depending on how many times you have removed this. Mine, I haven't really removed this yet, so should be pretty straightforward. And there you go. It just comes out, so that's super simple. Next, we have to remove this plastic fastener, and just take your pry tool and prop that open. And if you look at it, this just comes out. So you're gonna keep this in a safe place and then move on to the next step. Next step is really to just remove this bottom trim panel here. And if you look at it super easily, that's how it comes out. In this next step, we're gonna plug in the OBD plug that came with the kit. And I like that Enhance actually send you the both male and female, because the Tesla only has a female one. If you inserted the male one and if it didn't come with the other part, then you're stuck with just that one accessory. But because they send a male and female, now you still have this port open to add other accessories in the future. You can simply daisy chain there. And what you do is you go over here and simply insert this. It clicks into its place. Now you have got a connection here for the OBD, and you still have a female port, as I say, for other accessories in the future. Now we have done the OBD side. Now we need to worry about the power side, which is right here. So this plug that you see is the power plug. So what we do is press on this middle tab here, and while holding that down, we pull that plug out. You take the male Tesla plug and simply insert it into the female plug of the Tesla. So here you go, that is done. Then you're going to take the male end of the Tesla and then plug it into the female end of the new plug. And there you have it. So this is the entire connection. If you look at it, we didn't break any connection. The male Tesla plug plugs into the female new port, goes all the way to male new plug to the female Tesla plug. So this is a continuous complete circuit. You can hide that cable somewhere here. And now your job is just to hide some of this cable, but we have one more step left. We're going to take the commander piece. This is the piece, and we're simply going to plug in. Now the commander has power as well as data, and this is wireless, so it is super easy to transfer this from here to the main unit, and it has a little flashing green light. Now our job is just to hide all of this and put this carpeted trim back on. Now after you put this carpeted trim, you want to make sure that this hole is aligned and put this little clip back on. Exactly like how it came out. This panel simply latches right here, and we can just push it in to secure this into its place. It goes in nicely. Now we just have to put this weather stripping back on. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We are one-stop shop for Tesla and tech. We bring you latest and greatest tech in Tesla, show you detailed step-by-step installation guide, share massive discount code, do an unbiased review of the product, and demonstrate all the features that you need to know about those products. And also we do giveaways of Tesla accessories. If that all sounds great, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and let's continue. So the step one of this installation process is you want to make sure this area over here is thoroughly cleaned using the alcohol wipes that they sent you. So on both sides that you're going to install this, especially on this area here, you want to go around and thoroughly clean this because the adhesive is not going to stick very well if the surface is dirty. So you want to clean this and then let this dry. Just let it sit for a couple of minutes. It will dry, and then we're gonna put the stocks in. Before we install the stock, you wanna make sure that the car's temperature is at an optimal warm temperature. So right now my car is about like 72 degrees Fahrenheit. You wanna keep that somewhere in that warmer temperature, because on an extremely cold freezing temperature, the glue on the stock is not gonna stick very well. So you wanna make sure that the temperature is warmer. So turn on the temperature, climate control, and then warm it. Next, your goal is to kind of fit this in place so that you know where this goes. There is this notch, the cutout here, that needs to match with the cutout there, so that when you look at it here, it needs to go in and then fit. Like if it is not over here, it's not gonna fit very well. You will be able to tell that it is slipping. But if I put it somewhere right here, it is hard to slip once this is there. So you just wanna align this so that it is at a good angle and at a good position. Now if you look at the stickers, it says left top, so this is the left top, and then this is the left bottom, which is this one, and they are numbers, so 1 and 2. So they made it super easy for you. All you have to do is make sure that this is folded up this way so that 1 is facing on top and then the 2 is on the bottom here, because what we're gonna do is put this in, and then we're going to take off those stickers so that the adhesive becomes exposed, and then we can push it. One thing you want to make sure while you are fitting this in is that gap that you see in the middle from the steering wheel and the stock. You leave a little bit of gap, but not too much, so it doesn't look like it is exposed like this, but bring it as close as you can possibly do, and then give it a little bit of a turn on the steering wheel and make sure that there is no interference with the stocks when you move the steering wheel. This seems about right. Now we can go ahead and remove the peels here and attach this. Now once you're satisfied with the placement, go ahead and pull this top tab slowly so that you can expose the adhesive, and then just press it down just gently, not too much right now, and this will hold into its place because the adhesive is now sticking to the bracket. Now while it's still holding that top portion, you can go ahead and pull this tab from the left bottom, and then that now goes in. Now hold this in place for a little bit, and then while it is still going right now, you wanna make sure that there is no issues turning this fully. So right now, I don't have any issues, there is no interference. As you see, there is a little bit of a gap there, and you wanna keep pressing on it for a little while until the glue sticks. And finally, you can go ahead and remove this battery one. That is one that is protecting the battery so it is not connecting it, so it doesn't lose any battery while it is in the shipment. So you want to remove that. This is good to go. I would not put a lot of pressure initially. Let this set. It is going to take a little bit for it to fully set. So park it in a warmer garage if you can do that, or keep the climate control on. Just the goal is to make sure that this doesn't get too cold so that the glue sticks over time, because this is a part that you're going to be moving a lot. You want to make sure that this is strong and decent. Now we're going to follow the exact same procedure on the other side. Make sure these loops are going on the top and the bottom, and once we have that, we're going to just align this in place somewhere here, and we're going to try to turn this to make sure there is no issues here, And once we find that good spot that we want to pull this through, it is aligned somewhere right here. Then we'll pull the top notch and let it sit here for just a little bit. Make sure that this is holding. Then we are going to pull this bottom one and just press and hold for a little while so that this can adhere to the surface, and make sure that your car is warm. It is extremely cold here today, but I have turned the climate control on, and this is going to stick here. Then finally, you want to pull the battery side so that this comes off and you are good to go. Now we have both stalks installed. Now we have finished installing both sides, and this is what it looks like. That was super easy to install, and we have got ourselves gear and turn signal stock just like a typical Tesla. It looks and feels like a typical Tesla stock. Same amount of resistance, so when I'm pushing it down, it goes up super quickly. So it feels about the same as my Model Y. The button here, however, doesn't go in as deep. So when I'm pushing it, it just feels like I'm pushing a TV remote button. Not so much of it like when you have to press and hold on the, let's say, Model Y, it goes in a little bit deeper. But that's great actually, because then I don't want to have to push it really hard. This just does it. Like, it's like a little button. So that's how it works. Super easy. It feels like it is the stock, the OEM stock from Tesla. Now let's go ahead and program this. So when you first go into the app, the Enhances app, this is what you see. You got buttons, commander, knob, stock, whatever product that you have. So we already have the commander and the knob, so it says it is connected. But if you don't have it, then you're gonna need to connect this by just clicking on each of those and then going and connecting it. So that's how you do the connection. If there is any software update, it is gonna show up right here. So you can hit the software update, but this is the UI of the Enhance, where you can see this is actually a dashboard that you can see the speed and all of that. You can add different things here. So right here, stock. So that's the bottom one. So we go to stock and it says stock required. So the commander is already connected. We're gonna hit connect to new stock. And then now we just have to press and hold this. So press and hold. And as we're doing it, it's going to find the stock. So I found the stock, and it's amazing that it already knew what I wanted it to do. This is the left stock. So if I do the right, the top one, it is going to do the right turn. If I do the bottom one, it's going to do the left turn. And if I press on here, it is going to do the single press. Just pressing it is going to toggle on the windshield wiper without the fluid. And if I was to press and hold, it is going to toggle the windshield wiper and the fluid at the same time. That is exactly what my Model Y's system does. So this is amazing that they were able to figure this out, where you can control all of this about your Tesla, just like the Model Y standard. Now that is the left stock here. We're gonna talk about more features here in just a second, but let's go ahead and connect the right stock. And I was a little confused how to do that, because if I go back to the menu and then hit stocks, it takes me to this menu here, but there is no right stock. And I went to the settings, I couldn't find it, and it was super simple. All you have to do is swipe this towards the left, and then it says we can add the right stock. Now we'll just go ahead and connect a new stock. Same thing, we gotta press and hold on the button on the right stock, and it will find it and it will connect. And just like the right stock, they did the same thing here, where it is reverse, park, drive. All of that is pre-programmed here. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I want to push up, that is right, push in, that is park, and then push down, that is drive, and it actually does that right here. So amazing that they already pre-program it. So even if you don't want to program anything, you just have to connect it and that's it, you're done. That will give you the default Tesla settings right from here. All right, let's do some testing here for the left stock. What we have programmed, that was the default that came with it, was on the top it is going to do the right turn. If we push it down, it's going to do the left turn. And if we were to press on this middle icon here, the button, single one will just do the wiper without the fluid, and pressing and holding will do the wiper with the fluid, just like Tesla. Let's test it. So if we were to push this up, it is right turn signal, so that is correct. Now push this down, it is left turn signal, so that is correct. If we press it again, that goes away. Now let's push this just once. It activates the windshield wiper, that is dry without any fluid. Now let's press and hold on this button. That activates the windshield wiper with fluid. That's it. That is perfect. Let's go ahead and test the right one now. Now for this one here, this is what we have programmed. So the pressing the middle button will set to P, pushing it up, reverse, pushing it down, drive. Right here, let's test that. So pushing it up, reverse, pushing it down, drive, pushing it in, park. Checks out. Now if you do want to change this so that it does something different when the stalk over there, you push it up. If you don't want it to go to right turn, you could press here and you can make it do any of this. You can open the frunk. There's like so much you can do. Open trunk, frunk, glove box. You can make it do all kinds of things. Climate control. You can do seat adjustment. There is like a whole bunch of things that you can get it to do. I personally would probably just leave it as a right turn when you do that. There's another option where you can do double press action. So if you were to press that quickly double twice, then you could do something else. And that is where it says, please be informed when assigning a double, it could take 0.03 seconds. So it could be a little bit delayed because it takes like 1/3 of a second for the system to realize what you are trying to do, double press or single press. So it could be slow, but you could add that feature even while driving. If you just press it once, then it would do turn signal. But if you press it twice, it would do something else. I wouldn't do it personally while driving. I would leave this just as a basic functions to not confuse myself what each of this is supposed to do, but that is doable. You can also do long press. If you press and hold, you could do it to like say defog on or defrost on. You could do that. You could long press and have a defrost on while driving. So that is doable, and that is, you can program this all day you want. Now what is amazing with this is not just for the actual steps of while you are park or driving and just having that single or double. They added where you can be on park or drive and have different functions for each of this. So while driving, I would probably just leave it exactly like what it needs to be doing, basic function. But for park, I could say when park, if I single press the right, up signal, so this is right now selected to turn up, I could say instead of doing turn right while park, I could say go and adjust it. So let's go to the seat adjustment and say I want the left seat forward or backward. I want the right one. So let's say right one, right seat backward. And that should be able to just do that. So right seat backward. You could also do the dual where you can do the profile. So you can set a profile, what you want, left seat profile, right seat profile, what profile that you have set. We have done an entire video on explaining that. But let's say I want the right seat backward. So let's save that action. So it says that if I was to press this up, it is going to move that right seat backward. Let's test that theory. Oh, look at that. That seat is going backward, and then if I press it again up, that stops. So if you have somebody coming in, you could always do this and then stop while the car is at park. But if the car is at drive, then it is going to turn into a turn signal as soon as the car goes into the drive mode. Now let's program this bottom one and say if I press this down, then I want the seat to recline back. So if we were to do that, press it down, I want to go to seat adjustment, and I want it to recline back. So the right seat, not backward, but backrest backward. So that's the one that I want. So now let's see what happens. So now pressing up, it puts it up. I can stop that, and then pressing this down makes it recline back, and I can stop that. So that is the greatness of enhanced software and technology, that you have so much freedom to be able to assign things while being at drive or park. That was such a pleasant surprise, because while driving, the main feature exists. While park, I can make it do whatever I want. And that's not even done. I could double press action, long press action. So let's do a quick example of that. Right now, if I was to press this down, it does the right back seat backward, so it reclines back. What if I want it to recline forward? I can do this as a double press action. So let's do double press action. It's gonna be a little slow, that's fine. I go to seat adjustment and I say, you know what, if I do double press, then bring the backrest forward. So right, this one, so that we can properly adjust this. Now, what it is supposed to do is, if I press this down, it's supposed to recline back, but then if I press it down twice, it is supposed to recline it forward. Let's test that here. So down, it reclines. That stops. Now let's do double press. And it reclines forward. And double press again, it stops. Let's do one more example to show you here. So while at park, I want this, pressing this button to do, instead of single wipe, to do the wiper control, I want to change it so that it actually opens the right door for me. So if I was to go open, and right here, right front door, so I can toggle that and then save action. What happens now is, while it is at park, when I press this, it is going to unlatch that door. So it unlatched that door right there. So it's slightly unlatched. Now people are able to just grab onto that door without pressing on the Tesla's door handle. Amazing job. Now, a couple of common questions that I have received in the past is, now that you have installed the turn signal indicator, do these not work? They still work, because you didn't change anything with the Tesla. You just added the functions through this stock. So all of the functionality that was there before still works. You can still use the touch screen. You can still do all of that. Now you can just do them easier with the stock, but you still have the original Tesla functions without affecting anything. Another question is, how do you replace the battery? You just go over here, pull this tray down. You have got the coin cell battery. You can replace it and push this up. That's how you replace the battery. Now, someone had asked me in the past, wouldn't this turn with the steering wheel? It wouldn't, because that is independent. It is mounted on the back panel here. So turning the steering wheel is not going to have any effect, because it is mounted on the back. By the way, all of these features are also available in their sexy knob, or the button where you can adjust everything about your car. Right now I am dialing, and as you see, that actually updates as to what I'm doing here, and I can assign any programming to any of this and be able to control it. I can open glove box, turn signal, all of that is available here. And this is their dashboard where you can see live the speed and everything. So right now, if I was to toggle this reverse, as you see that it is going to the back and it can show the speed and everything. Put this to park, it shows that there. I can do battery preconditioning. I can change the regenerative braking. So from 100% to 50%, I can do that from here. So it's very versatile. It's like Apple's ecosystem. All of this work together. This one, that, the buttons, the commander, everything works together, which is amazing. You just have one company doing all of those. That makes it super easy as well. So here is the verdict. Unfortunately, a lot of Tesla accessory companies that we have worked with have sent us half-baked product, and they overpromise and underdeliver on their commitment. And they say they're gonna add that feature, this feature via OTA upgrade, and some do add subtle features here and there, but they tend to move on to a different product after they sell the existing one. And it is so refreshing that Enhance is not one of those companies, and they seem to overdeliver on their promises. What I mean by that, first, when they told me that they had a stock that they were integrating with the Model 3 Highland, I thought it was going to be the same old product like any other companies, where they're going to make this wire to route it all the way down there. They're going to make us remove this steering wheel and all of that. No, they thought this through. They wanted to make it as easy as possible for customers, so they came up with wireless stock, which is refreshing. That is thinking outside of the box. Now, when the stocks actually got delivered, I was pleasantly surprised that they made this fully customizable. Not just you can add like features where it is double press, single press, all of that. I knew that Enhance has the capability to do that because I knew that from the sexy buttons and the knobs that they could do long press and all of that. That is not new. What is new is that they made it so that you can customize the function of this stock depending on if the car is in drive or park. Now that, I don't think anybody even asked them to do that. I wasn't even thinking about that feature, and they thought it through. They wanted to help customers out and make it as customizable as possible. So they added the feature. Now you can have the basic function, like just the regular function, turn signal, wiper, the gear, the park, and all of that while you are driving. And as soon as you are on park, you could just push this up and do completely different thing, like control the front seat or unlatch the door, or when you press this button, you could have something else done depending on if you're park or drive, which just blows my mind how amazing that is, that they're able to do all of this without requiring so much wiring or taking apart the Tesla. All you have to do is connect a little puck in the front, and then you get massive amount of features. That gives me a lot of confidence on Enhance to make things right for customers in case Tesla breaks something through their software update in the future. And they do this with the mobile app, where they push the update in mobile app. You don't disconnect anything, you don't take apart the Tesla, you don't download something on a USB drive and bring it in. No, you just hit update and then it does it. Just like a Tesla, they have made this super seamless, and that is another reason this company is great looking out for the customers, making it as easy as possible. My job here is to nitpick on products. Even though this is a perfect product, I'm super excited about it. There's one feedback I would give Enhance for future iteration would be to make this rechargeable so that you can easily replace this battery. It's a coin cell battery. You can get an Amazon 10 of this for super cheap. But in case you don't want to go through that hassle and just want to plug something in from right here going into the front and just be able to recharge this unit, I think that would be one forward-looking solution for them. Again, my job is to nitpick, so I'm just providing that feedback. But that is where you all come in. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What other features would you like Enhance to add to this amazing stocks, or the buttons, or the knob, or any feedback that you have? Please drop those in the comment section below. Enhance is monitoring our comment section constantly so they can make their product better. And they have already listened to our feedback and made so many improvements to their products, and it's just amazing every time they drop a massive update. There's just so much Easter eggs in there. It's just exciting, like Tesla software update, they do that too. So please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, your likes, your dislikes, just general thoughts, anyone you want to let me know. Please drop those in the comment section below. That also greatly helps with our engagement. Like, subscribe, share, comment, any engagement. You're watching our videos longer than usual. That greatly and directly helps us make more videos because it helps us rank higher in YouTube's algorithm. So we greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. If you enjoyed today's video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and come back again soon.